Mine did the same thing. I was like, oh, what did I just do?
Alright, so we're going to skip down and we're going to put your student names in, and then what we'll do is we'll come back and actually practice through this. So if you'll pull up your data from Mastery Connect and look at your PMs first and just type those into your block 1, block 2.
Are we looking at the PM in just RI 4.2, not the writing part? Okay.
Yes. You good? Juliana, you're good?
Yes.
Okay. So if we go back up to the beginning of the show call lesson, what I'd like for us to do at this point, well, first of all, so I think sometimes it helps to hear the list, because what happens is we continue to do reteach and we hear the names, we'll start picking up on if there are some certain students that are common names to this or some names that stand out. So can you read your list, Fuchi?
So block 1, I have Brando, Brandon, Brian, Estrella, Tutu, Luis, Michaela, Michael G.
Okay. Block
Block 2, I have Kimberly, Valeria, Mia, Karen, Emily, Jose.
Okay.
Block 2 sounds like one of my small groups.
What about block 1?
Block 1 sounds like all of my targets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So would you still do that in small group or would you do that in whole group?
Well, if my targets don't have it, then I'm sure the rest of my class could probably benefit from the lesson.
And there might be somebody that's a non-target that might still have an exemplar that
Yeah.
could really give them the confidence of sharing in that common conversation. Okay, so whole group on block 1, but small group on block 2. All right, Packard?
Block 1, Diego, Diana, Kevin F., Donia, Layla, Jocelyn, Helen, and Boslin.
And is that going to be small group or whole group?
I'm gonna do small group on that one.
All right, what about block 2?
Victor, Karina, Niola, Bianca, Rochelle, Carden, Kiera, Alicia, and Jalen. Odd mix
Uh-huh.
of children.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I'm gonna do whole group for that one.
I was really proud of Bianca's effort in that.
I'm really impressed with that. I didn't have a whole lot of green, so what I may do for that one is my green friends maybe can just go into a rotation, and I'll just do a large, almost whole group lesson with everybody else.
Okay. It also might be an opportunity to consider that to be where some of your green friends can start to, like, putting them in the mix, but letting them really support the learning of others and do like a peer type thing. So just something to think about with that too. Okay, so on the board I have the exemplar main idea, and then I wrote a non-exemplar, like a partial, in the event that we chose to do show call, showing both. And so what I'd like for us to do is just walk through what we would do first, next, then, when we start, whether it be small group or whole group. So what is the why that will drive the discussion? So let's start this like we were starting the lesson. What would we do?
Tell them that there is a exemplar and a non-exemplar up there, and have them evaluate it.
I think for my friends, especially for my second block, we're going to start out with an idea, a review of what is main idea.
Okay, so reviewing the skill.
And then, okay, now that we know what the main idea is, when we looked into this text, here's one main idea that could have come out of it. What do you guys think of this now that we've refreshed what a main idea is? Because that helped when I did that with the inferencing one.
Okay, so let's be real specific. So you're going to review the skill, you'll do the process of thinking for that skill, and then you'll display the exemplar. What would you say once you display the exemplar? What would your prompt be?
And have them maybe evaluate and two different main ideas now that we reviewed.
So let's evaluate. Now, how are you going to get them to remember what evaluate means?
I did, like, I know that wasn't, like, that's not our thing, but I was like, okay, do you think this is a good, based on what we said about main idea, do you think this is really good? Do you think it's or do you think it doesn't meet what we talked about?
So let's be real clear. Are you going to tell them that it's an exemplar up front?
I think, I like the idea of giving them the two,
Okay.
maybe, and letting them read the two, so then right away they can see the difference, and that would save them going back into theirs at the end, save that time. Like, look at these two, and think, what are you thinking about, and then let them have a discussion, maybe, okay, now, based on what you know about main idea, what do you think? And hopefully somebody will say, I think the first one is a better main idea because, and then it might lend itself to more of a discussion having the two too.
Okay. So what would be your HOD moves, your prompts, like when Fuchi was in that group and there was that wait time, if she felt like she needed to prompt for support to get the conversation to continue or to go in the right direction, what is something that you might tell the students or say to them?
Tell me more.
Okay.
Explain your thinking, yeah.
Like that good old making think invisible, what makes you say that? What about specifically to, like, what evidence supports?
I was gonna say, yeah, can we say to them, like, show me in the text what makes you say that, so that they're actually putting their hands on the text.
Actually looking at text. Okay, and then at the end, when you debrief, what are you going to tell them so that you wrap it up and you stamp the understanding?
That's my job.
So you're having them evaluate the two. So
Right.
what do you want them to eventually do?
notice that that second one is just a detail. So maybe having them be to tell me that the main idea is an overall idea. It's the topic in a complete sentence.
So you want them to say the first one is stronger for main idea because
It supports, the main idea supports the topic.
Of the of the whole text.
Of the whole text.
The overall, not just one part of it.
okay.
And we can say that part, right? Like,
That's where we stand.
right? That's us saying that. Okay.
Or it's getting them there.
Or if they
That
can
be-
say it right. Okay.
Having them name the difference in the error
Right.
section. The second option is a supporting detail. Okay, so Fuchi, what I just did, you can go and copy and paste into yours. I copied them onto Packard's lesson plan. And so what we'll do is tomorrow, what I'll ask you guys to do, since I am out of the building in the morning, and I know that you will be doing this tomorrow, either let me come into your second block to see it, or if you want to videotape on your device and then just upload it to Google so I can see it. Which do you want to do? Packard, which one do you want to do? Do you want me to come on second block?
Yeah, come on, second block.
And Fuchi, what you want?